Remember, Alex Horton was 150 back this morning, and after 2 games, he was in the show.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
very impressed with him. That young man can absolutely bowl, and he's been proving it for the last month and a half that I've been with you guys. It just seems like every week I sit between you two. I'm talking about Alex Horton, and his game looks just so simple.
He's also a sponge.
Yeah.
He's listening to his reps. He's got a really good relationship working with his reps.
front 11, Tim Foy. 21-2.
What a great look he's got early on.
BJ Moore, by the way, just got 4 spare, and Ronnie Russell hugged him. Here's Foy for 300.
298. 128 onto his score when you're 157 back. That digs a chunk out of it.
We'd like to take a moment to welcome in a new audience, the PBA YouTube channel. Welcome to BowlTV, everybody. If you'd like to watch the remainder of tonight after our free preview, you can at bowltv.com. You're watching the 2026 PBA Tournament of Champions live here in Fair Lawn, Ohio at famous historic AMF Riviera Lanes.
Zach Wilkins has 259 out in the 10th, our tournament leader. Andrew Anderson, max 223 with 3 frames to go.
What do you have for Belmo?
Let's see. Pacing 204, one double.
Caught 1 double. Kent off to a rough start. It's so amazing to watch these great players, and some really having a great look, and we're in game 1. Some having a great look, and some no look.
Takatoni bowling 192, can strike out for 202 in the 10th. So, I mean, there's...
Who's he bowling, Jimmy?
He's bowling Simo. But think about it. Horton's ahead of him by 57 or 58, and he's got that score right there. So all of a sudden, Horton's going to be 150 ahead of him.
Ponta struck in the 9th, though. He is applying pressure here. Horton doesn't have this match locked up
Not out
yet.
of the woods yet.
In?
Yeah.
What a break.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Tried to steer that one right in.
He got it in, but he kept his hand in the right spot, which helped it push just a couple more feet and kept it on line.
Don't they call that a foul line adjustment?
Yeah, like he just kind of kept his hand and wrist in the right spot and then kind of shoved it right at the last minute. Foul line correction.
Man, that is simple, Randy.
Wow. I don't know who it was. It was somebody last week, Mike. You were talking about buying stock in a player.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to throw a couple bucks at Horton as well.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got in on that a little bit later than I would have liked to. I also have a note coming in saying that Alex Horton's always been a calm performer on the lanes, no matter the level of competition. He bowled at Indiana Tech all 4 years, and he was in the anchor position a lot. Lots of experience and a tent when he needs it. Excited to watch him perform tonight.
And that's all great stuff, Mike. And I don't doubt any of that for a minute. But guess what?
Yeah.
Never experienced the possible pressure that he's going to experience later on tonight.
This is the Tournament of Champions.
This is the PBA Tour. It's the pinnacle of the sport. It is the Tournament of Champions. And we're just going to have to wait and see how everything plays out. But obviously early on, not a problem for young Alex Horton.
Newsflash, Belmo is in reactive now. He just solid 9 with it. That's more left. Man, he's got some serious left.
Alex Horton is going to be close to the lead after game 1.
Yes, he is. He was only 66 back.
Wilkins is in the 240s right now. One more to get him into the 250s. He's in the 10th frame.
Santu with a 9 dash still shoots 230 to win game 1. And he's currently in 8th. 114 back.
Anderson, 202 max.
Horton has gone around Belmonte.
More than likely, he will be in second. Wilkins got the second one in the 10th to be in the 250s. If he gets this one, it'll be 259. Plus 30 for the victory.
Horton's going to be in second, guys. And Belmonte out of plastic and urethane here in game 1. How is that going to bode for him? I mean, it's something completely different than what he's been doing.
I think it's very quick. I think if he gets pairs where the middle of the lane didn't get any play at all and he gets it going up the lane, it could be huge, huge holes. You know, I think he's going to have a hard time controlling the pocket with that.
Andrew Anderson's going to go to 5th, and Belmonte's going to go to 4th. Wilkins, Horton, Bonta will be your top 3.
See, that's up the lane, Jimmy, and that has no chance of laying off.
0.
And so that's why the look of disgust walking off of that shot from Belmonte. He's like, all right, well, I can't go straight. I tried that. I move in with reactive, and I get it up the lane a touch. It goes high.
He's in trouble.
So now what?
He's in trouble.
I think he is.
You never see him.
Auspicious start.
The interesting thing is none of the chasers really bowled a big game other than Foy.
All right, folks. Time for Randy to give you a little read. How about those gamers out there? Bowl anywhere, anytime with a PBA Bowling Challenge mobile game for iPhone, iPad, and Android. Continuously updated with new ball options, new venues, new competition, and challenges, and in-game rewards. Download the free app from the Apple Store or Google Play and do it at the Google Play Store today. For more information, you can always go to pba.com and, like always, BowlTV.com.
Randy, I'm going to be on air for a while, and then we're going to grab something to eat, and then I got an early flight tomorrow. Is it okay if I download that tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
Make sure you have Wi-Fi in the airport.
Okay, bud.
Chris Vye goes from bat back this morning and early this afternoon to 260 out of the gate against Belmo.
Burn up instantly. There it is, the old flat 10 messenger, my favorite. D-Tang, nice start, 246.
Just wondering what kind of night is it going to be for Belmonte? Is it going to be one of those where he looks like he's out of it after 2 or 3 games and then all of a sudden mounts this massive charge? Or is he going to find something? And I can't help but analyzing his ball reaction. And again, if you can't go straight enough to start and give it enough time for oil to be dragged down towards the pins to where you have a little bit in the middle develop, what's he going to do, Jimmy?
He's gonna grab at straws. You know, I mean, he's gonna hope that something good happens. But I think he has to try to throw it straight again on the next pair, because it's a deal. We've seen 5 or 6 times this year where Jay has made, decisions that were a bit questionable. You know what I mean? And now I think he's in that spot where he's got to be patient a little bit here. See if he can grab it till they stretch a little bit, get that plastic ball out, go right up around the second arrow again. Maybe that pair was just a little bit early. Remember, pair to pair has different topography. I think Jay's got to go back. It's not a urethane ball. Urethane has not been close for him all week. It's either plastic or plastic. And I said that on purpose.
He can't take the urethane ball and play there where Ogle is.
It's too early. He can't get it to that spot, I don't think, but he did it one time, and I don't think so. He's tried to do it this week, and he told me very distinctly, he says, I cannot get the urethane to the same spot every time. If he doesn't hit it exactly perfect, the variance of front to back of where it hooks, he can't read when it's going to hook. Tack it with another open. There's the urethane going up on a rack.
Jimmy, I like your thoughts there. Just thinking of eliminating that first game, pretend like it didn't even happen, and go back to what he was doing through 3 games that we've seen in both other rounds of match play.
This is not a great place for him to be going either. Look at the lane he's going to. He's going to 7-8, one of the toughest pairs. These pairs hook more automatically. So he's going to be forced in.
And he's got an opponent that just bowled 290 and has really tonight. To me, Alex Horton's kind of the free roll guy. I know it doesn't necessarily fit exactly what I'm saying here, but Alex Horton's just like, I'm just going to go out there and bowl tonight, everybody. Later on, I think pressure, but early in the block to get Belmo early, I think this is a good time to draw Belmo.
I agree. When they're stretched, it's much tougher to beat them.
We have our leaderboard update, guys. After 17 games of match play, your leader now, Zach Wilkins. He is at plus 1460. In second, young Alex Horton moves up from 5th to 2nd. He is at plus 1434, just 26 out of the lead. In third, Brandon Bonta at 1433. Then Belmo, 1382, and rounding out our top 5 is Andrew Anderson at plus 1364. On the outside looking in 6th, Tim Foy Jr. 1285, Hoope 1281, and Santu 1266, Tackett 1258, and rounding out your top 10, Darren Tang 1141.
Belmo has picked up the reactive ball, the Viking that he's played the farthest left with all week.
He's moving in early.
Way in.
And we got E.J. Tackett with open to start.
And both of these guys struggled mightily at the beginning with reactive balls, playing the middle part of the lane.
Well, that looked really good.
They all do when you throw them perfect.
Yeah. That's what I was just going to say, brother.
It's like when you play golf, it would be a much easier game if you knew what direction it was going to go in before you swung.
Very prophetic right there. I like that.
I love it when you use big words, Jimmy. Prophetic.
I do too. I might have to leave the booth for a minute.
It's like smelling napalm in the morning.
Hey, take a look at this right here. There's your Don Johnson pattern. He was on the ticker a little while ago. It's a 40 feet in length pattern here. It's been very, very tricky. It's very asymmetrical. No left-handers made the top 24 here this week. Jimmy, what do we see?
We got 40 feet, 34.50 mils, which is a lot of oil. Let me watch this shot for 1 second. That's high. No chance. Ratio 2.33 to 1. Drop brush 36 feet. So the last 4 feet of the pattern have no oil on it at all. Every guy that has gotten score at the beginning has been between 10 and like 14, getting it to 8, just like Ronnie Russell was right there. And the guys that have played the middle of the lane, EJ and Belmo, I understand these are 2 of the greatest bowlers on the planet. And I know my opinion doesn't matter, but I've watched a lot of bowling, and I think they're playing the lanes wrong right now with the wrong balls. But, yeah, like I say, they'll migrate into between 17 and 20 at the end, and by the end, these eight games are going to be all the way to the left.
Can I point something out, guys? We talk about it week in and week out. So Jason starts or tries to start pretty straight with plastic, right? Kind of up the gut, 8, 9, 10. Throws a urethane ball kind of in that same vicinity. None of that's working, so he goes to a reactive ball. That doesn't work. And so we talk about it week in and week out. What happens when these power players don't have a look? What's the next move? Way left, carving the front part of the lane.
Yep. And the two guys that we're talking about, I'm talking about EJ as well. He just missed a head pin. You know what? And they got to play a little straighter. He's actually, that was a little better, actually. He moved a little bit to the right. He was well left of 20 before, and he missed a head pin. And Jason was, left of 20 as well. You could see anything for their scores right here.
Way too sensitive down lane at the end of the pattern to be playing that deep. And I just think, based on everything that we've seen throughout qualifying and match play, it's the probability of that working isn't very high.
Early, no.
Yeah, it's 2-to-1 ratio, right, of 13. When you get to the middle lane, it's flat. There's, it's by flat, I mean it's 1-to-1 across the lane. There's no hold.
Tackett rallying with a 3-bagger.
Yep.
Alex Horton has gone 10-pin, 7-pin, both shots in the pocket. He has control of the lane and the pocket right now.
He's got a little bit of left, actually.
They're touchy to start. That's about as good as it gets early.
Yep. Here's the guy with the best ball reaction on the fresh. We're getting ready to watch Zach Wilkins, who's averaged close to 250 for the whole event, the first 3 games.
He is your leader right now. Also, Tim Foy Jr., first guy out on the right side of your screen. He is bowling Austin Grammer, who won just a couple weeks ago his first title, and Wilkins taking on Kyle Troop.
I will say this. I talked to Tim Foy earlier. He said his biggest mistake that he made last night was to get away from the urethane and move in too quickly. He will not make that same mistake again, I think. He's in that urethane ball. He's a little bit farther left than everybody, throwing the black hammer pearl, and I think Tim is riding and dying until it tells him it's not correct. He's not gonna panic, and he's not gonna get away from it.
Nice shot there by Austin Grammer. To the players that we're not talking about as much as we do cycle through some of these lanes, those players that made the top 24 this week, they really had to navigate this challenging pattern. This pattern made a lot of folks look not very good this week. So just to make it into the top 24, this night is a good night to get a lot of experience and be able to use it later down the road, maybe in a match play in future years here at Riviera Lanes. A lot of players actually keep notes on what pairs do, and there's still a lot of things that these players can capture, not only points and money, but also information to be able to use later in their career, and that's what I see with a guy like Grammer here.
Triple points this week as well. Zach Wilkins using a black pearl urethane hammer. Caught a bad break there with the 4-9. Excellent. I just got a little info from Tom Hess. This is actually a tier 2 now instead of a tier 3. So it's only double points.
That's because you have to qualify to be into this, I believe, is the reason why players voted on
Whoa,
that.
that got a hook. Sorry about that, Mike.
Yeah, players voted on it. They thought that was the fairest way to go. So.
Shooter. Well, hard way to get 3 there. Belmo and EJ proving me wrong. I still think consistency pair to pair, it's tough to play the middle of the lane this early.
Folks, if you'd like to watch more bowling, this Sunday on the CW at 4 p.m. Eastern will be the finals of the Tournament of Champions. And then next week, you can go to PBA.com for all times, but we will have the World Series of Bowling next week. Not only the PBA World Series of Bowling, but the PBA 50 World Series of Bowling will be live right here on BowlTV. And with all the finals, will be on CBS Sports Network.
Brandon Bonton, no doubles through 5. Santu, 132 in the 6th.
Foy a little too deep, in my opinion, with the urethane ball there. That was getting fairly close to third arrow, and I think once you get that deep, you need something stronger. Most of the success that we've seen with the urethane has been a little bit closer to that 11-12 board, kind of in between first and second arrow.
EJ, 6-bagger. When he made that little move to the right, where he's right of 20 now, that 17 to 7 mode, definitely found a 6-bagger.
His buddy Ronnie Russell's giving him all he can handle down there.
Yeah, about 17 to 6. That's the hit that Randy's been talking about all week.
How about 2 pins in front of it?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Ball change for Zach.
Almost another 4-9.
That is the Widow Dynasty for Zach.
I mean, Ronnie Russell and EJ Tackett, they own a pro shop together.
Yeah.
And it's no holds barred here on lanes 5 and 6. Ronnie's not going to lay down at all.
Nope. Nor should he.
That's integrity right there.
Yep.
Jay stacking up. Remember, he's going to take that big step to the left, the 3rd step.
Does it with his first step.
Yep.
See, again, that's something I don't remember.
That's a great shot.
I remember the big 3rd step left, obviously. I mean, that was his signature move.
I don't remember that.
I just don't remember the first step going that hard left.
Me either. That was violently left out on the first step. You know what? These are 2 of the best players in the world. That
Oops.
Can make, ooh.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, the Brook.
Yo.
Ronnie's going to be doing plug balls for that.
Yeah, Ronnie's going to be vacuuming the pro shop.
These guys bowl doubles together, Andrew Anderson and Christopher Prather.
See what I mean? That's the urethane at 3rd arrow. I just think it's a bit much for the urethane ball. Although Andrew bowling a nice game, I think probably just got that one left.
It's amazing when you know right off your hand that it's not going to hook.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And you've been in that boat 100 times.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
weeks this year where they could have missed left, right, whatever they wanted. It's definitely touchy.
What's even better is when you throw a shot like that, you turn your head and it comes back and strikes.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait, what? That wasn't supposed to do that.
Not a lot of big scores being bowled by Santu, Mitch Hoope, or Tim Foy Jr., 6th, 7th, and 8th currently.
Ronnie has the shutout for their match against EJ. Alex getting pushed a little bit to the left with the urethane because they hook earlier down this end. taken away a little bit of his entry angle to get it go through the pins.
Only one pin separates second and third. And when we started, Alex Horton was how many back of first? 61?
66.
He was 6 back, and now he's 96 ahead of fifth. And now he just gave one to Belmo. Can Belmo capitalize? Playing a part of the lane where I think we're all in agreement that he shouldn't be playing. But then again, what are his options?
He's got none right now, I don't think. The plastic ball is the only other option he's got.
His last shot, it looked like he had a little bit of hold. A little bit of hold on that last shot.
I think he got far enough left where it created a little bit of steepness where it will give him a little bit of
Yeah, it
hold.
could have been those two giant steps you guys are talking about. Getting himself way left, and then he goes back to the right, and he's able to project it to the right. But he's got a little hold, I think, at least on the left lane.
Greatness right there.
I don't think we appreciate enough, because all we can do is just watch it on a screen, just how good he has to be in that spot.
Got to be perfect, to be honest. Same with EJ. But you know what? He's not. Could be an argument that he's the greatest player of all time.
And then, guys, here's the other thing. If he misses, what kind of design is he leaving?
Right.
I think he wants to miss by enough where he can Brooklyn, actually. That's the most violent step I've ever seen him make to the left. Oh, that's a big hit.
Prather just takes down Anderson there. So we see Russell take down EJ, and we see Prather take down Anderson. When these players are looking for 30 bonus pins, any way they can get them.
Bonta's going to lose to Vi. Vi's blowing a big game as well. Max score Bonta going into the ninth is 217. Wilkins, max score 191. One bad shot for Foy there.
Yeah, again, I mean, you know, they're not robots. They're going to make bad shots, but what is it you're leaving when you do?
I'll give you an example of that, Randy. That most weeks, we've had weeks where the percentage of the strike percentage for guys is, 8.8, 8.9, where they had Columbus was over 9. The strike percentage for these guys this week, the number one guy is only 66%. 66%. That's only 6 strikes out of 10.
Yep. What a huge break there for Horton. After he goes bucket on that left lane, he overcompensates, gets it up the gut, and goes right through the face and carries the hit for a double. Something caught Belmo. Not sure what it was. We're all the way down at the high end, folks. They're all the way down at the low end. So they couldn't be farther away.
He has stopped more this week than I've ever seen him stop. He stopped 3 times in one game. That's at least the 7th or 8th time that Jay stopped.
Big one here in the 9th. Horton can still bowl 226. He's got great projection tonight. Since he's moved in, he's really getting that ball down the lane well.
Yeah, it's not struggling to get there. Got to be honest, Mike, he has to have that. If he doesn't have that, the ball's going to go everywhere. It's letting Horton have an opportunity. Foy is a loser against Grammer, 227, 222.
Important spare for Belmo.
That plastic ball's
Made it.
plastic ball's getting them. No chance. No chance.
See, Jake Peters defeated Patrick Dombrowski 243 to 235. And Brandon Monta is going to take the L to Chris Vi.
Wilkins 191 loser. He's at 1451.
Belmonte needs a mark. It's going to be a winner for Jay.
Yep.
This is a nice bounce back in game number 2 for Jason Belmonte.
I mean, he still needs 9 and 2 balls, but
True. Right you are.
I mean, again, anything can happen. We've seen when players make an errant shot, you can get 5 through the middle pretty easy, or
You can.
5 count washouts. So
Yep. Doesn't have it yet.
not etched in stone, but right in front of him.
He bowled a quality game after moving in.
Made the baby split in a second.
Yep.
Backing it up at it.
That's left. Ooh, it laid there a little bit. .228 winner for Belmo. He's at 1440 now. This is going to be crazy tonight. Back and forth.
Chase obviously upset he didn't double up in the 10th, but it's still going to be a W.
Bonta 214 loser. That gets him to 1447.
Jace is going to pick up 58. It gets him to 1440. He'll be just a couple sticks behind Bonta.
Did Andrew Anderson win that game with 236?
I believe he lost.
Yeah, Prather took him down.
Yeah, Prather won.
So he had 236. What's that get him to? That gets him to 1400 exactly. 1400 for Anderson.
Bonta's going to go around Horton. Belmonte's going to go around Horton. Horton looks like he's going to drop down to 4th. Are the guys behind? Are they making a run? Tackett just shot 230 and lost, 235.
And with that spare, Alex Horton has one more shot left here. At this point in time, we'd like to say goodbye to our YouTube audience on the PBA YouTube channel. Thanks for spending some time with Jimmy Callahan, Randy Peterson, and myself, Mike Flanagan. We invite you to join us for the rest of this event over at BowlTV.com. Thanks for watching the 2026 PBA Tournament of Champions.
First to fourth, 13 pins. 13 pins. Wilkins, Bonta, Belmonte, Horton, Anderson. 14 pins. That's unbelievable. Out of the reactor.